I mean, let me get this straight here. You want me to play the peasant?
That's it. Do what I tell you, damn it.
I think you can try that if you want. I'm not going to swear that it's going to work, but
I really hope there's an execute button.
I'm not looking forward to that. Right, where's your invite? Here it is.
Do you want me to look up to see which one is the which one's which?
Yeah, go on in.
Oh god, we're double doing it again.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to leave the Discord.
Yeah, alright, me too.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, got you.
Oh, hey. This is in windowed mode. Shit. How do I go back?
Okay, so do you want me to give you the answer, yeah?
Yes.
Brilliant. The peasant is more like the explorer.
Okay, cool. You're going to have to give me another invite in a moment while I put this on full screen mode. Okay, could you give me another invite, please?
There we go, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Right, ready?
Yep. Yes, my lord.
Good. Yep.
I have readied, my lord. Hath not your education granted you eyes with which to see?
Don't talk up to me.
I'm merely talking formally, my lord. The intro is animated this time. How exciting. Convenient, they look back at the same time. What do we see over here? Ooh, a flare. And the other boys. Oh, it is the other boys. We found the other boys. Okay. Two different ways. Why would you split up? Oh, I suppose you could walk into a piece. Oh, that looks safe. Hello, that's not push to talk. Okay. Gameplay.
Hello, can you hear me? Apparently, the right button is push to talk. Right mouse button, over.
Thank you very much for confirming that. I was looking it up on the menu. Over.
Okay, so it looks like it's a bit more ambitious this time round. My room is slightly larger. I'll start exploring, but you let me know what you've got at your end for the time being, over.
I have an altar with some symbols on it. 3 symbols by the looks of things. Yep, it's got a little red light on the side. Yeah, just looking around now.
So I've had to adjust the brightness slightly. Yeah, I've got some coffins here, got a locked door. Let's see if I can find anything you can describe about those symbols. Oh, hang on a sec. Yeah, can you describe any of the symbols, over?
I also have some coffins with bloody handprints on. And a door. Door that I cannot open, over.
I've got 2 doors I can't open. I've got some symbols for you. I've got 3 that I've found so far. 4, 5. About 5 symbols I think I've got, over.
I have 3. The first one is like a T with a triangle on top of it, and some T tops coming out of the side bits of the big T top. Over. God, that was terrible.
Okay, just see if I can. I do not have that symbol anywhere in this room that I've seen so far.
I can move my symbols round. They're on, like, blocks. And I've got a lever that's currently glowing red. Not really confident about pulling it over.
Okay, so I've got 6 symbols, rather than the 5 I mentioned earlier. So, in no particular order, because they're spread around the room, I've got what looks sort of like an hourglass, but it could also be a chalice. It's got a line underneath, the triangle on the bottom, and kind of all the hourglass shape on top. I have what looks like an S with 4 lines around it, 2 to the left hand side, 2 to the right. I've then got this weird sort of feather thing with the arrows in the middle of the arrows going in the middle of the line. It's sort of like a very slim S in a way. Then there's the turtle shape with the T on the bottom. Then we have the sort of high N with a backwards J, and the dot for the J has a cross in it. And then we've got one of the stick figure men who's got the circles for hands, and sort of a curved upper body and a curved lower body. And I think that is all the symbols there.
Okay, great. Well, I've got 3 rollers which show symbols. Currently they're showing like the big T with a triangle on top. Then it's got the S that you described, the like gentle S with the 2 sets of dashed lines on either side. And the 3rd roller currently has the N with the backwards J and the circle with the crossing. Over.
Okay, so these rollers, they allow you to change the symbols that you have on each on the line. Over.
That is affirmative. Over.
Okay. One other thing I've only just noticed is there's only one. Oh, hang on a sec. Hang on. There's 2 of these things don't have a coffin in. 3 don't have a coffin in, and 3 do have a coffin in. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that indicates which 3 we want. Over.
The rollers are currently attached to like an altar or like crypt-like construction. There are 3 coffins around it. Over. Let me have a look at them. The coffins are identical, and each has a bloody handprint on it, in the same place. A bit of a lazy use of a texturing there, but I don't know what that designates. They've all got a cross on them, but that's apart from the bloody handprint. That's the only identifying measure on all of them. Over.
Okay, so going back over the coffins and empty coffin spaces, 2 of the symbols you described were empty coffins. So I want to see if you can find one of the symbols that has a coffin on it, or that I've got here that has a coffin in it, which is probably the easiest one to describe, is the, I think it's the tortoise with the T at the bottom. See if any of the rollers has a tortoise with a T at the bottom on it. Over. Oh, upside down T. Over.
I think I know which symbol you mean, but I need you to describe for me which of the symbols that I described you want me to keep. Over.
Okay, so none of them. The 2 that you described that matched what I had were the empty coffins. I did just want to see if you had any symbols for the non-empty coffins. Over.
Okay, great. Which were those 2 symbols that have the empty... Oh, okay, so I don't know. Like, do you want me to keep any of these symbols before we go? Over.
So you've got. Describe them again. I don't want the pie with the backwards J in it, and I don't want the 2 dashes or arrows through the weird S thing. Over.
Alright, I think I misunderstood what S you were talking about. I don't have that S. I have a different S with dashes, but they're not crossing the... Yeah, the dashes aren't crossing the S. Over.
The dashes for almost that you could join up the centre of each dash and make a square around the S. Over.
Yeah, not quite around the S, but yeah. I get what you're talking about.
Okay, keep that one. Yeah, keep that S. And then keep the tortoise with the T on the bottom, and then we want to look for the stick figure man with circles for hands and a head. Over.
This is not an exact science, sadly, so it might take me a while. Over.
Alright, I'll stay off the walkie for now. I'll keep looking, and I'll let you know if I find anything. Over.
This is really exciting stuff. Good thing you're not paying money for this, eh? Otherwise you'd be cheated. Oh, that's close enough. Alright, I've lined them up most of the way. One of them's not quite flat, but I'm going to pull the lever anyway. Over.
Okay, ready when you are. Over.
I'm going to stay on the walkie while I pull the lever. Pulling now. The thing's rotated, and nothing else seems to have happened. Over.
Okay, yeah. Confirm nothing seems to have my end either. Let me. I can try the other symbols. Over.
I'm just going to pull the lever again and see what happens. Okay, over.
What symbols do you have? Over.
I have an upside down stick dude without a head. I've got a stick man with circles for hands and his head, and then I've got a flower. Over.
Okay, the only one that might match was the stick man with circles for hands and his head, which I would have assumed would be one of the 3 you already used. Over.
Alright, so I have hit the lever a few times. All it does is spin the tumblers round. So I don't know what symbols you want me to match up now. Over.
Okay, well let's try and go for the empty coffins, I suppose. So we're looking for one of them is the S with the arrows using the S line, like crossing through it. One is the hourglass chalice symbol, and the other one is the pie with the backwards J and a cross through the dots. Over.
In that order. Over.
There's nothing to indicate which order they should be in here, the way the room is laid out. So if you've only got one order you can do it in, then do that order. Over.
What was the third symbol that you mentioned? I've got the weird S with the arrows through the middle of it, and the pie with the backwards J. What was the third one? Over.
I thought the pie with the backwards J was the third one. The other one was the chalice with a triangle on the bottom. So a chalice or an hourglass, I suppose you could confuse it as. Over.
I've got the chalice, I've got the S with the arrows through it. I'm just going to try to match up that last one, the pie with the J. There's really no way of doing this, like, measurably. It's very annoying. Over.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to take your word for it because I have no idea. I get this idea you have these rollers, and I was hoping that there would be an impossible situation that you couldn't have certain symbols on certain rollers, but I'm guessing you can have each symbol on each roller over.
I've got two symbols. I've got the pie with the backwards J and the chalice symbol on the third roller. Over.
Okay, so does that mean we cannot do those three symbols together over?
No, I've got the chalice in the middle roller as well. I've lined them all up now, but, like, nothing's happened. Over.
And you pulled the lever over?
No, I can pull the lever again, but it appears to only roll the tumblers over.
Yeah, give the lever another pull over.
Pulling lever. The rollers span. Nothing happened. Over.
Okay. Did anything come back to the same symbol at all over?
No, now I have two dudes with two, like, upside down stickmen with no head. And that's on the first and third roller. The middle one has rolled through to a stick man with circles for his hands and his head. Over.
Okay, I'm just going over to the stick man to see if there's anything there. Okay, have you got multiple stick man or stick men for circles for hand and head? Not on the same symbol, but are there different variations of him, different symbols of him over?
The upside down stickman or the stickman standing up correctly. Over.
The stickman standing up correctly over.
On the centre roller at the moment, I can see a version of him with circles for hands and his head, and a version of him with diamonds for his hands and his head. Over.
Okay, I was just worried that we might all confused on the first attempt for a stickman with circles, in case there was double. Over.
I don't know what you want me to do now. Over.
Okay, so do you have the option to change? Does each of the symbols appear on each of the rollers over?
I'm just checking. Like, let me describe all of the symbols on the first roller to you, okay? Over.
Okay, go for it. Over. Okay, so from the sounds of it, we've only got 2 out of the 6 I've got here. One with a coffin in, one without a coffin in. Over.
Okay, so what are we doing? Over.
What have we got on the second roller? Over.
Then we've got a weird kind of ladybug with bits coming out the top and bottom. It's just let me try again. All right, just wipe that from your mind and forget about it.
I would like you to try once again the turtle shitting out a tea. I'd then like you to put the... this is awkward because you now have the man with the arm, the man with the circles for hand and head, and the S with the 4 ashes around the outside. Is that right?
That is correct. I have the S with the 4 dashes around the outside, like top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, and I also have on the second roller a man with circles for hands in his head. Over.
Do any of those 3 symbols appear on the third roller I mentioned? Over.
The man with the circles for head in his hands does appear on the third roller. Over.
Okay, I think there's something else I may have found that was really tucked away. I want to see if you have on the first roller. You mentioned a stick man with a bowl for a head, and he's holding the bowl. I want that one on the first roller. On the second roller, do you have one of the penis-looking things with a flag on top? Over.
I can confirm that the second roller has a penis with a flag on top. Over.
Brilliant. Put those two in the first and second rollers, respectively. And then on the third roller, I want the pi N symbol with the backwards J, which has the cross through the dot. Over.
Now he wants it. I don't. Okay. Right. Alright, I've set them up. I believe they're ready. I'm going to pull the lever. Are you ready? Over.
I am ready. Over.
I'm ready to be amazed, my lord. Well, something happened. The door didn't open, but my rollers didn't spin. Over.
Okay, let me... Oh, I've got a door open here. Yes, one door did open. I think we did it. That was really... How on earth... What... Sorry, the other ones didn't mean anything, apparently. All those extra ones. There's a tiny little thing tucked away that I found. Right, okay, I'm now in a room. I'm going to explore it briefly. Let me know if there's any change you're in it.
There's a sweet FA that has changed here. I found some buckets, but they weren't particularly hidden. Nothing appears to have changed. I'll look around and let you know. Nope, those look like spunk stains, not actual runes. Over.
Okay, I'm going to read out the following passage. It's very long, so are you prepared for me to go on for maybe about a minute? Over?
Hang on, let me just pour a drink while I enjoy this poem. Over.
It's not a poem, but okay, over.
Let's see if I can get him to sing it to me. How much fun would that be, guys? Alright, I'm ready to be serenaded, my lord. Could you sing it to me, if possible?
It's not a poem. It's a passage in the book. So it's the 19th of June, I don't know, 1936. In these coffins, my three beautiful children lay forever at rest. My biggest fear is that my remaining two daughters will join them soon in those heavenly lands. After the death of her dear betrothed Vladimir and our beloved son, if that's a J, then it could be Suni. Anyway, beloved son or fam, Amelia, distant herself even more from her father. The only usage she can find, only escape she can find, is in hunting deer in the woods. Every time she leaves the castle, I fear I will never see her again. Katajar, on the Kasta, on the other hand, finds her comfort in the wrong kind of men. I cannot ... No, I shall never trust those manipulative courtiers of my husband's court, even though our trustful Brutus will always keep an eye on my little one. I cannot shake off this ghastly feeling something horrible is going to happen. And that's it.
That's laying it on thick, isn't it? Over.
Yeah, I'm just reading what I found. I've got the three coffins here. There's two daughters. I'm guessing Brutus might be the third one. Over.
Okay. Literally nothing has changed here. I have three coffins as well. They have three bloody they've got one bloody handprint on each of them, and they've got a cross on. That's like it. My room hasn't changed. My door is also still locked. Over. Maybe we can go.
I've got a switch I can pull. I'm going to pull it. I've got no idea if it's ready or not, but it should be ready. Over.
Okay, I've positioned myself in potentially a great or a terrible place. Let's go. Over.
I pulled it over.
Well, I'm in the same room, in the same situation. No sound was made on my end. It's a bit creepy. I've still got those rollers. I've still got that switch. I can pull that switch again, actually, on the big altar thing, if you like. See what happens, over.
Yeah, okay, I guess. Yeah, go for it, over.
We rolled the rollers and nothing else happened, over.
Okay, so I cannot unflick the switch that I've just done. So it's clearly a permanent change, over.
Or it's a time change like the map in the other game, over. Go for a swim.
Well, it could be. I'm going to read the passage again briefly to see if there's anything else I can deduce from it. It may be something to do with the rollers, over.
Sure, if you think so, over. I'm now going for a swim in a little dreary looking canal. Might see if I can turn off these torches, over.
Do you have anything to do with deer at all, over?
No, over.
Okay, there's a picture on the other side of this book that represents 3 coffins. Is there anything different about the 3 coffins that I might be able to deduce?
I'm trying to hang myself.
It doesn't look like it. They all look the same, they're sort of stacked on top of each other, over.
I'm now standing on top of the altar. I have no other update, over.
Okay, if I keep seeing there's anything I can do here, I'll have a quick scan around and again, over.
Okay, well I literally only have to interact with a locked door, the 3 rollers, which I don't think they've changed their symbols. I'll have a look, and I've got that switch that rolls them, over.
I've also got 1 locked door. Got some. Can I try and do anything with the flames? Right, there's nothing in this other grate that looks. Nothing in the other grate that looks like it will be of use. Nothing seems to have changed with the coffins either. The symbols are still the same. There are some statues that I don't think mean anything, over.
Okay. My situation remains unchanged, over.
Yeah, I kind of thought it would. Right, so the only thing we've really got to interact with is the rollers. I would have thought it was a time thing that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, so I can close the door in on myself. Okay. Well, I thought if the switch was a time thing, it would have gone down by now, but it hasn't. The switch is red, if that makes any difference. Right, let me redo this passage again. I cannot shake off this ghastly feeling something horrendous is going to happen, over.
My situation remains unchanged, except I'm now running in laps around the room, over.
Okay. So, literally the only thing we've got is those, I suppose those rollers. So let's try the rollers again with the 3 coffins. Once again, I know we've done it before, but pulling the switch hopefully might have changed something, I don't know. So we're looking for the turtle shitting out a T, the S with the 4 dashes around it, it can almost make a square around it, and finally the stick man with circles for a hand and a head and hands, over.
Sorting them out now. Going to take me a little bit of time, over. Ah, perfect. Good. Closer. Alright, I'm just going to pull the lever now, over. Everything ready?
Yep, ready here, over.
Prepare for excitement! It worked! It actually fucking worked. Over.
Okay, I'm in a new room. What about you?
Yes, I'm going into a new room now. Through that locked door previously. It's already creepy. Over.
Okay, once again, it's kind of a large room. I've got... oh! What? I've got new music over.
Yep, I got new music as well. Slightly more upbeat. Not necessarily less creepy, but kind of more sort of Conan raiding a temple creepy. Over.
Yeah, I think we got the same music. Right, I'm just going to explore briefly and then I'll give you an update.
I have found what looks like some kind of Satanistic ritual map on one wall. The background is red and the map itself is in gold. It's not drawing a pentagram as that, but it's more like a hexagon diamond shape with a triangle in the middle. Lots of symbols dotted around the corners. Over.
Okay, well I thought I would just try and open one of the doors that I came across. It did open, I haven't gone through it. I'm in sort of like a long corridor. There's what seems to be doors, very narrow doors. There's two on each side. If I go a little bit further, there's another two on each side. And there's also some staircases in the middle of them leading down to some other doors, one which I've opened. And there's some kind of altar a little bit further along. And the room does also branch out. Over.
Okay, so an update here is that I've also got a second kind of ritual summoning circle map on a blue background. No, that's a door. No, that's fine. On a blue background, gold lettering, again, some weird hieroglyphs in diamonds this time, not circles. This is a large circular room, I should let you know, and in the middle there is a jolly creepy circle of candles which are unlit, and then there's a kind of vent space in the floor which has got some kind of weird smoke generator underneath that makes it look extra creepy. And I've also found several books on the floor, one on a pedestal which I can interact with and I can read from to you if you would like. Over.
Okay, so I've got a book, I haven't read it yet, that is very, I want to say, not ominous, but it's very displayed, as it were. It's very obvious in the middle of this room, which does depict something to do with the candles on it. There's some writing to the left-hand side. I'm just exploring the rest of the room for now. Over. Oh, wait, no. I've got some banners as well that have some symbols on. One's red and one's green.
So I have a red banner with symbols on it and a blue banner. I can interact with the candles for the summoning circle. My tome that I can read is also in a very conspicuous place. Over.
Okay, I'm nearly finished doing an initial sweep of the room. I've got some coffins sort of lying around. I don't think there's anything special about them. I'm going to go back to that room with the door that I opened because there was a book in there, so I'll see if that shares anything. Okay, I'm in the room with the book. I can confirm there's another switch I can flick here. I suppose let's read the book, if you're ready. Over.
Alright, so my book is a love letter / apology note to someone referred to as B, the letter, capital B. Basically, the summary is she loves B very, or they love B very much. But B was going to do something absolutely horrible to achieve eternal life, possibly, so they could love each other forever. But the writer of this love note apology was like, no, I can't let you do that. The sacrifice is too great. So, and they couldn't let the B destroy their strong, pure heart. And hope they understand the things that they have done to stop B from making this big mistake. Something about rose gardens. I will always love you, B. And then I believe the writer of this thing died. And there's some creepy drawings at the bottom right of the page. Over.
I quickly need to pee, but I've got a couple of books I'm going to need to read out to you. Over.
I cannot wait. Over. Run out of crisps as well. That was greedy. No, have I run out of crisps? Yeah, I have. Bugger.
I'm back. Are you there, Over?
I have been fiddling around with these ritual candles. I've not managed to summon anything yet, but my flashlight blinked a couple of times. There's some knives on the floor, which doesn't bode well, but apart from that, no, nothing new. Over.
Okay, so the first one I have here appears to be a book about the general process of the ritual. There's also a picture of a not quite pentagram as well. So it says the altar needs to be lightened by 6 candles. The magic symbols need to embroider within the tapestries with thread made out of an innocent's hair. To escape death, a great sacrifice must be made. There's also a picture of the sort of weird altar thing I've got in the middle. Then there's phase 1. Gather around my fellow followers and let your mind and body enlighten through the light of these candles. King, God, Wand, Advisor, Priest. Phase 2. Bring forth the innocent maiden and cut off her hair. Her locks will chain us to this earthly life, so we will never pass through the doors of heaven and hell. Leona, Katia, Amelia, Mike. Phase 3. With these knives and with these words, her blood will deal or seal our faith. For her sacrifice, we will rule and roam these lands forever. Over.
Okay, great. That means very little to me. Over.
Okay. I'm just into the second bit now. Over.
I've got like on the banners with the symbols on, the blue banner with the gold stuff and the red banner with the gold stuff. Circles on the red one and diamonds on the blue one. There's 4 empty diamonds on the bottom of the blue banner, and there's 4 empty circles on the bottom of the red one. Over.
Okay, so looking at my banner, my red one, oh god, that's how do I describe that? There's kind of like a horizontal line all the way through. There's a cross, a circle with a cross to it at the bottom. There's what looks like almost like eyes or antennae come off the top. There's 2 horizontal lines through the middle. One has a C on the right and a backward C on the left. There's also an arrow in between those lines. Over.
I'm sorry, my brain was temporarily out of commission there. What? Over?
I mean, it looks like a weird thing. I'll describe it again at some other point. We've got almost like a scorpion with triangles for hands on the blue one. Over.
Right. I don't know what to say. Have you got any idea about anything to do with candles? Over.
So I'm guessing this one was signed by B as well. This is B going back. My love for you burnt with the intensity of 1,000 suns. Your beauty shines as bright as the light of the stars and as colourful as the roses of our garden. Love you forever. And on the right hand side I've got a picture of some candles. I've got I mean, these are like candles, really. I suppose is the way I could describe them. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 carved in different. Oh, are your candles in a circle?
I can confirm my circle of candles is and always has been in a circle. Over.
Okay. Is it a very clear circle, or is it almost like 2 rows? Over.
It's a circle. Over.
Okay. So Is there an obvious place where you should be standing in order to light those candles over?
Forgive me for being sarcastic, but next to said candles, over.
Okay. Is there a way that you would view the candles? For example, if you were viewing a play, you would be sitting in the audience. Is there a place where you would be the audience?
So there are two potential places. One, the book on the pedestal that I have kind of overlooks the ritual area, or what I believe is the ritual area. And then opposite that book, there is a raised couple of staircases off to a little landing, I guess, that leads to another door. I think the best place for the audience would be by the book, over.
Okay, that's fine. So, can you make sure that all the candles are switched off, over?
Can confirm that they are off, over.
Okay, I've got an order to try and light them in. I'm just going to double check the ritual, that there isn't something that I should be doing, blah blah blah. This pentagram, by the way, before I do any of these, or almost pentagram, is there a sort of a kind of 3 lines at the top? They've all got circles where they meet and cross-sect over.
The red one or the blue one, over?
Not those symbols. I thought you mentioned there was a sort of pentagram on the floor or something, over.
No, the pentagram is drawn in gold. Well, it's not a pentagram. It's actually like a hexagon. It's drawn in gold on each of the banners. There is one on a gold hexagon with like a pentagon inside. It's also got a triangle inside. There are 3 like levels, if you like, of said drawing. The top level has 3 circles on it. The fourth one has... Sorry, the second level... Okay, so let me start again. The bottom level has 2 circles on it. The middle level has 4 circles on it, and the top level has 3 circles on it, over.
Okay, I'm going to ignore those for the time being. Actually, I'm not going to ignore that. I'm going to go back to the book. So, can you describe that again with the circles over?
This is creepy as fuck. My book has a torn page in, by the way, I believe. I can't quite see what's underneath it, but I can't turn the page either. Regarding the red banner with the gold drawing on it at the bottom. So, oh man, this is so difficult to describe. Imagine like a hexagon. Oh, fudge sticks. Hang on, I'll start again, over.
Okay, so what I'm assuming you might have is sort of like a squashed hexagon that's kind of a bit fat on the sides, and you've got a circle that is connecting each of the outside corners, as it were, and you've also got an extra circle at the top. There's 2 circles in the middle, and there's also one big round circle, kind of central, but at the bottom, just underneath those 2 small circles. And below that, outside the hexagon, there's 4 small circles. Is that right, over?
That is wonderfully accurate, yes, over.
Brilliant. I found the matching one in this book. So, I don't know what that means. But let me read through this again. So the altar needs to be lightened by 6 candles. The magic symbols need to be embroidered within the tapestries with thread made out of an infant's hair. I'm guessing that actual symbol you've got there that we just described is the tapestry. So phase 1, gather around my followed friends, let your mind and body enlighten to light the candles. Blah 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 blah. Some people into maiden.
We're missing
Night.
the candles.
Okay, well I guess we're gonna light the candles. I'll go back and I'll tell you all that over.
I'm glad you decided to take us on that future tangent. I'm ready by the candles. Thank you. Over.
Okay, so if you can imagine the circle, if you want to split it in half, so the top three left to right and bottom three left to right, I want you to first of all light the bottom right candle. Over.
Is that bottom right as if I'm looking at it from the audience point of view? Over.
Yes, that's right. Over. And I think the wax hopefully should be dripping down to the right hand side of it. Over.
That seems like over much detail. These candles seem identical. I've lit the bottom right candle. Over.
Okay, now light the top left candle followed by the center bottom candle. Over.
Center I've lit those candles in the order you've specified. Over.
And finally, I want the bottom left, then the top right, then the middle center. Over. Top center.
I'm about to light the top center candle now. I'm going to stay on the walkie for it. They are now all alight. Over.
Okay,
I've got things.
And the tapestries with the symbols on have gotten brighter. Over.
Yep, absolutely. Mine have illuminated. I can now approach them. I can do things. Before there was like a chain fence in the way. I'm just going to have a little explore. Over.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll go back to the ritual book, see if there's
Why didn't it
anything
like
I can find out about it. So.
Oh, you dappy so-and-so John. That's just a shadow on the wall. I've got slightly different music as well. It's a little haunting, but I'll tell you. Over. Alright, I've looked around my room. Nothing really else has changed. I can't interact with anything else. I'm going to have a look at the tapestries now. Over.
Okay. I do have one other switch that I can flick. I don't want to flick it too early. It's very similar to the last switch that I flicked in a similar room.
Okay, well my tapestries are uninteractable, but they've highlighted. So on the blue one with the gold drawing on it, same squash diamond shape, it's just got diamonds instead of circles. I've got right, so the red one is showing me a symbol to put in the circle, or that's in the circle. It's like a circle with a cross through it. And on the blue diamond one, it's like a slightly wiggly straight line, go horizontal line. Over.
Okay, so my red tapestry has a circle on the outside. It has a sort of a horizontal line down the middle with a circle at the bottom and an X through that circle. Going up from that is a vertical line going down the middle with a circle at the bottom. Going up from that is a horizontal line with the two C's at the side. Then there's an arrow facing upwards that intersects the vertical line. There's another horizontal line, and then there's sort of two eyes over.
Is there something you can touch or interact with that is a circle with an X through it? Over. Gotta press the mic. Hello. Is there a symbol that you can interact with that's like a circle with an X through it? Over.
Kind of like a stick man, if a stick man was had extra arms and was a snake instead of a man, a snake on the lower half. And it's in a diamond or a square on its side. Over.
That sounds like a no to me. Over.
A no is in they didn't match anything you got. Over.
Well, the symbols that I've got highlighted, like I've got a horizontal line that's tilted up at the left and down on the right. Over.
Okay, is that on the blue or red?
That's on the blue. Over.
Okay, I've actually got that horizontal line through the stick man. Over.
I can interact with it on my tapestry. Oh no, I can interact with other bits of the tapestry. Over.
So if I go back to the other book, there was an order, but if we combine our tapestries, we still only got 4. I know there was 5 things to click on. So gather around my fellow followers and let your mind and body enlighten through the light of these candles. And it says King, Guard, Ward, I think that is, Advisor and Priest. I don't know if any of those are obvious to what they call it to. Over.
No, that's not obvious, but I can interact with my tapestries. So my starting point. Do you want to do the blue or the red one first? Over.
I'm gonna go to the blue one. I'll do that first. Over.
Okay, my starting point. The first symbol I've got highlighted is that straight line with the wiggly bits at each end, and I can either press a backwards J with a circle at the lower tip, a backwards J with a triangle at the lower tip, a backwards J with like a weird E at the lower tip, or a U with triangles at the top. Over.
So I think we want the backwards J with the circle and the U with triangles at the top. I just want to make sure that for the rest of what you've got is you also have a circle at the top, like a vertical line with a circle at the top. Over.
Yes, I do. I'm going to press them in the order I think it has to go in. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Over.
Pressing the backwards J with a circle. Oh, we have a link and 2 boxes highlighted. Now I'm pressing the U. Oh, it's come up. It looks a bit creepy. And now I'm pressing. It's just the line with a circle at the top. Over.
Yeah, a vertical line with a circle at the top. Over.
It is done. I've created Sotek, the serpent god. Over.
I mean, did it all combine for you? Did you make up the name Sotek, or was that what it came up with? Over.
I can confirm that I've borrowed that from another lore. It is not Sotek, the serpent god. It's just like it combined the symbols, and I can no longer interact with the tapestry. So this blue one. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, I can turn them off. Over.
Okay, I mean that sounds pretty much what you've done. When I described this, it looked like a stick man that was a serpent. Over.
Okay, yeah. So it's probably a stick man with a serpent. The symbols that I've used are that wiggly line, the backwards J with a circle at the lower tip, the U with triangles at the top, and the vertical line with a circle on top of it. Over. Jason? Jason, are you there? Over. What's happened to my friendly neighborhood, Jason?
Hello, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Good, grand. So the blue one seems complete, although I've gone and fiddled with the red one, and nothing's happened. Are we sure those are the right symbols? Over.
Okay, so what have you got for... What was at the start for the red one? Over.
It is a circle with a cross through it. Over.
Okay, so that is... From what I've got, that's at the bottom. What other symbols can you press? Over.
I've got an arrow with a little cross on top of it. I've got like a palm tree with a U on top of it. I've got a vertical line with a U kind of crossing through it. And I've got a vertical line with 2 horizontal lines going through it. Sort of like a T with a second T bit. Over.
Okay, so you've got an arrow pointing upwards vertically with a T on top, yeah? Over?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, we want to press that one. The other one seemed a bit harder to describe. So what I've got here is a horizontal line with almost like with magnets either side of it connected, or a U either side if you looked at it. I've turned your head either way. Over.
I have done that. Over. Next one. Is the last one like a U with circles on top and a little line in the middle? Over.
Yes, it is. Over.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and everything's on fire. Everything's on fire, Jason. Over.
Okay, so does that mean you need my help very quickly? Over.
No, I've put the fire out by myself. Over. I'm in full control of the situation. It was just the ritual circle going a little bit haywire. Over.
Okay, I've got something's happening in the middle of mine. I've got a ritual circle with some runes. I'm just going to have a quick look at the book again and see what it says to do next. Over.
Okay, I'm going to check my book as well. Over. My book remains unchanged. Over. I'm just going to take a quick toilet break, so if I die, I blame you. Over.
Go for it. Over.
I've returned, much to your relief, I'm sure. Over.
Roger. So I've got 8 symbols. I don't know if there's anything. Oh wait, I've got to go for something in the oven. Over.
Man, the survival epic's turning into a real life chore. Let's see if we can interact with anything.
I'm back. Right. Okay. So we've got about 25 minutes before I need to get that out. Over.
Okay, so I have found a like a circle in the middle of my ritual circle that I can interact with. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 tabs I can press, and each has a symbol on. Over.
Okay, so I've got in the middle of what I think is my altar, which almost looks like a little wedding pavilion, but gothic orientated. I have 8 symbols. Over.
Is there a particular order to those symbols? Over.
Potentially, yes.
Good.
I've got a. I suppose I've got a direction, I might call it. If I followed this through, but I don't know which one's the start and which one's the end. Over.
Pick a direction and let's try it. Over.
Okay, so I'm going to start with what looks like a vertical line and a diamond, or the vertical line going through a diamond. Over.
Oh my god. Sorry, this is going to take a while because the symbols are not very clear at all. I'll see if I can... A vertical line going through a diamond. Over.
Yeah, or it could be horizontal depending on which way you're looking at it. Over.
Could this diamond potentially be described as like an eye or an oval? Over.
I suppose you could, yeah. I mean, it's not a... yeah, I suppose you could describe it as over.
I have ignited the Eye of Sauron. What is the next symbol? Over.
Okay, so the next symbol looks like a Jesus fish, or a Christian fish. Over.
Roger, just checking my symbols. Over. I have ignited the Jesus fish, and I have fortunately stepped off the centre of this circle because now things are being set fire to. Over.
Okay, so have you got the first 2 done? Over.
I can confirm they are locked in. Over.
Okay, then the 3rd symbol, I suppose, looks like perhaps the only one with a lightning bolt below it, and then kind of like 2 angry eyes with like 3 bits spiking out above the lightning bolt. Over.
Can confirm I have ignited the lightning bolt. Over.
Okay, then we've got, I suppose, 2 V shapes intersecting so that they make a diamond in the middle. Over.
Could they in theory be described as X shapes with 2 bits touching to form a diamond in the centre? Over.
I wouldn't have said so. I mean, oh no. Yeah, so you get 2 X's to form a diamond in the middle. Yeah.
Good, I'm glad. It's really being helpful here. Yep, I've ignited the X's. Over.
Okay, and then we have, I would describe as a rectangle with the 2 shorter ends pushed in to make a kind of sigma symbol and a reverse sigma symbol. Over.
I can confirm I have ignited the sigma long. Over. Didn't have a cool name for that one.
Okay, and then we've got an hourglass, if you look at it one way, or a square infinity symbol, I suppose is the best way to describe it. Over.
I have ignited the infinity symbol. Over.
Okay, then we've got a singular X with a horizontal line through the middle. Over.
I've ignited the X. Over.
Okay, there should be 1 left for you to do, which is an X with 2 right angles protruding out of either side of the X. So a C and a reverse C. Over.
I'm pressing it now. I've got an achievement, and nothing else happened. Over.
Okay, so I got an achievement and the music changed to be less dramatic. Over.
I have my locked door is open. My music is also being less dramatic as well. Over.
Okay, I'm going back to the book because it seems like that all. Oh, it's closed. The door's closed to the book.
I'm going to have a look at my book. Over.
Okay, I'm just going around this room because it was quite a big room. There's bits that I kind of ignored once I was doing things. I'm going to see if there's anything now. Over.
My room appears to be complete, so I'm moving on through the locked door that is opened. I imagine it's going to shut behind me. Over.
Okay, well, at least we know we'll be progressing. We've reached a checkpoint as well. Over.
Yes, because I went through my door and it shut behind me as predicted. I have a spiral staircase going upwards. I'm checking for a secret area. Aha! I found a secret area with a book in. I'm reading it now. Over.
Okay, I don't think I've really got much more to contribute on my end. There's another door that I could potentially go through, but it is locked. Over.
I've got a book that talks about the death of the 3 children, but I think it's a different book to you. Like, this book's underneath a spiral staircase. Over.
Okay, so there were 3 children in the previous room. What's worrying is there was also a switch in a previous room as well that I was in with the ritual instructions, which I now can't get to, so I can never activate that switch again. So I'm hoping didn't need to. Over.
Okay, sure. Well, I'm going to go up the stairs and then I'll come back down if I have to read this book. Okay, over.
Okay, that's fine. On your brief glance at it, did it mention any names that you saw?
Philip, Leoness, Charlotte, over.
Okay, I might have seen the Leoness name on the second part. It was the oh wait, I found an open door. Over.
Okay, cool. I found. What the hell is this music? Over.
It happened as soon as I entered this singular room. It's a much smaller room.
The stairs are falling away, Jason. There's going to be a fire underneath me very shortly. I have come to a barricade that I cannot get through. There are 5 spears in the way. There is also on the wall a wooden cross with some symbols on it. Over.
Okay, I'm in a room with something I can put down. I've also got some blocks which appear to have compass symbols on them. Over. Oh, what's your thing got on it? Over.
The top symbol at the cross is a pentagon. Over.
A pentagon. Okay. I've got a triangle. I've got pentagon's 5, right? Over.
Correct, yes, pentagon is 5, over.
Okay, put in the... Oh wait, so it's 5 on top. Is there is it like a cube shape, over?
No, it's like a cross shape, so it's, from the bottom it's got 1, then a second one. Oh, you've got a compass, you say? Over?
Yes, I've got a compass, that's pointing to the north, is pointing towards the pentagon, over.
Alright, so directly north of the compass needs to be a triangle, and then north of the triangle needs to be a pentagon. Over.
Okay, right, and then to the north of the pentagon, do we have another triangle?
No, there is nothing north of the pentagon. Over.
Say that again, over?
There is nothing north of the pentagon. Over. Whatever you did has removed the barrier. I'm moving on. Over. What? Can you hear me? Over.
Yeah, I hear you. Over.
I've got another one. So this time the compass is at the bottom, and I've got a pentagon with the which is kind of facing upwards, facing north. Over.
Say again, over.
I've got a pentagon north of the compass with the point of the top point of the pentagon facing north. Over.
Okay. It appears the room I'm in. I can't interrupt anything else, so there might be another room that's opened up. Over. I'll be right.
The lava is moving faster now. Over.
I found the room. What is the compass pointing towards? Over.
A pentagon. Over.
And then what? Over.
And then another pentagon, and then a triangle. Over.
Got it. Over.
Yes, you have. Thank you very much. Over. We've got another one. We've got another one, Jason. Over.
Okay, looking for the room I need to go into. Over. Found the room. What do you need? Over.
So the compass is pointing at to the west of the compass is a pentagon, a square, and then a pentagon. Over. To the west of the compass is a pentagon, and then a square, and then a pentagon. Over. I don't mean to rush you, Jason, but I need you to rush. Over. Okay, that was close. Thank you very much, Jason, for not letting me die in lava. Over.
We were talking over each other. I didn't hear anything you just said, but the music's calm. I don't know what was at your end. Hope it wasn't too bad. Over.
There is more visible lava, but it's not rising. And thank you for not letting me burn. Over.
Okay. I've got a door that has opened up. The door I was hoping would open up. I'm looking for another drink before I fully go through it. Over.
Okay. Well, I'm exploring my room now. I have a ship's wheel that I think I can interact with. I can. I'm looking around a bit more. Over.
Okay, I'm stepping through more corridor in the room. There's gates. The door has closed behind me now. Okay. There's some vials, I suppose. There's a switch I haven't pulled.
I found some shields and weapons dotted around that I can interact with, along with the ship's wheel. Over.
Yeah, it appears to be on some sort of staircase going up. I'll let you know if I find anything else.
I have a torch that appears... Oh, I've got a lever I can pull that has a little light that flashes on it every now and then. I'm not pulling the lever at the moment. Over.
Okay, I'm just going back to the other lever that is flashing every now and then. I'm going to let you know when the next flash is and see if it corresponds at the same time as yours.
Okay, hang on, I'm not looking at my switch at the moment. I have some creepy suits of armour that have little things. They don't have swords or shields. I think I need to equip them before I proceed. But you might need to help me with that. I'm going back to the switch now. Over.
Yeah, I just gave my switch a pull. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. I didn't mean to. I sort of just clicked on it by accident. But I'm going to the next room. Where am I? It looks very ominous. It looks like we're going to be timed when I go through this.
I've pulled my switch, and when the light was on, and it appears it has turned the rest of the lights on in the room. Everything is more brightly lit now. Over.
Okay. I'm about to go through into my next room after going up the stairs. Are you ready? Over?
As I'll ever be. Over.
Okay, I'm going to describe what happens.
Whoa!
Come on, do you hear that laugh? Over?
Yes. Yep. I feel mocked. Over.
Okay, the wall is moving towards me. It's going to squash me. Okay, so I've got some pictures. I've got a suit of armour that has in its right hand it has a halberd, and in its left hand it has a shield. Above it, also has a coat of arms that shows an eagle on it. The other side, with the bear and a sword, there's a halberd in the right. No, an axe in the right hand, or in its left hand it has an axe and a shield.
Hang on, talk about the eagle for me. The eagle. Over.
The eagle, halberd in its right hand and a shield in its left. Over.
Halberd delivered. What kind of shield is it? Over.
A round shield. Over.
No, not there, you stupid. No. Halberd delivered. I'm going for a shield. It's a round shield, you said. Yes? Over.
Yes, that's right. I think you've got 4 of these to do, and I'm running out of time at half an hour.
I might have a way to reset the walls in a moment. I'm just going to put the shield down. Over.
Very good. Next one I've got is a bear or a badger. Over.
I can confirm I have several badgers. I'll be there in a moment. Yes, I can see. I think I know what I can do. Over.
Okay. Let me know what you don't know. It worked.
Okay, I'm resetting the wall, I think. Let me know when it gives you the maximum time, and then we'll talk about the badgers. Over.
Okay, it's done now. Don't go for the badger. Go for the... Oh, what is it? A wolf or a jackal? It's got a sword in its hand on the coat of arms. Maybe a hyena. Over.
Yeah, I know which one it is. I've got the statue here. What has it got? Over.
In the statue's left hand, it has a double-headed axe. In its right, it's got a shield, but it's like a V at the bottom and a square top.
I think I know which shield it will be. I've got a double-headed axe. Now, this halberd that I put in the eagle's hands, just to confirm, it's quite large, and the blade is like it's like a crescent moon. Over.
I can't see it because the wall's already over.
Okay, sure. Are you needing the walls reset? Over.
Not right now. I've probably got 30 seconds over.
The shield with the square top, does it have like a dent in the top? Over.
It's got one singular dent in the top, and it's got like 2 dents to the left and right of it. Over.
And that's in the right hand. Over.
It's in its right hand, so if you're looking at its left hand side, yeah. Over.
Okay, I'm resetting the walls now. I just had something kind of mock me or laugh at me. I'm not really sure. Over.
Yeah, something laughed at me when I first joined. Make sure nothing's going on you or is in your area. Over.
I'm resetting the walls now. I think they're reset. Are you ready? Over.
Ready? I've got 2 more left. I've got the badger that's facing left, and I've got the other with maybe a lion that's facing left as well.
I can do either of them. Which one do you want? Over.
Let's go with the badger first. Over.
Okay, I'm going to let go of the wheel now to let the walls start sliding. I don't think anything's changed in my room, but I'll let you know if it does. Okay, over.
Okay, go for it. So on the badger side, we just have a... Oh, maybe this is the halberd you were talking about with the crescent moon. Let me go with the eagle. Okay, so the eagle crescent halberd was curved at the top. The badger crescent is curved at the bottom. Over.
That is really lucky because that's what I've given the eagle, and I'm giving the badger one now. Which hand is it in? Over.
It's in its left hand. It has nothing in its right hand. Over.
Its eyes just lit up red. That's not very reassuring. Over.
Mine is lit up red as well. In the lion, it has a sword in its right hand, and it has maybe what I call a scimitar in its left. Over.
So the sword, is it just like a straight edge? Over.
It's straight, maybe apart from the bottom near the hilt where it's got a little bit of a ridge. Over. Walls over.
Going for walls. Alright, I've grabbed the walls, they should be fixing. Over.
Yep, that's better. Over.
I've got a lot of swords, you're going to need to describe this one really well. Over.
Okay, so this sword is long and straight. It is maybe fanned at the bottom slightly, or ridged at the bottom. I suppose kind of like gilled almost. It's very symmetrical. Over.
I think I've got it. Does it have little prongs coming off the blade, or is it just a normal blade? Over.
Describe the prongs. Over.
They're little prongs, like teeth, that come off the side of the blade near the tip. Over.
No, it does not have those. Over.
Perfect, I've got the sword. Which hand does it go in for the lion? Over.
For the lion, it goes in its right hand. Over.
Okay, that's that done. I'm going to do the walls again. Whilst I'm doing that, can you explain to me the next bit? Over.
By next bit, do you mean the one that's left hand? Over.
Accurate, yes. Over.
Okay, so in his left hand, I previously described it as sort of a scimitar. It's curved, if I'm looking at it, would be to the left. It's got, it looks almost broken towards the hilt, or like teeth or ridge. That's it. Over.
I think I've got it. I'm going to just check the other side Oh, sorry, I'm in a big room and I have to cross to get to the weapon racks. I'll be right back, over.
Okay, so that's that one. In the meantime, I'll go back over the Badger, the halberd. The left-hand side of the halberd is shorter. It should be in its left hand. Yeah, so the halberd on the left-hand side is shorter, and on the right-hand side, it's curved down right over.
Right, okay, so I've put what I thought was the scimitar in the statue's hand, and it's not done anything, over.
Okay, right, so I think it might be the only one that's turned up red is the Badger. I'm just thinking the other ones didn't turn up red on mine. Yep, so for the Badger, it only has the halberd in its left hand. Left-hand side almost looks like a beak, maybe, of something like a falcon with its head. And on the right-hand side, it's got it goes down to about the hands of the suit of armor, and it's got sort of 2 indents, over.
Yeah, that seems to be right. It's in the left hand of the statue, over.
That's right, over.
Do you have any switches you can press, over?
I have no switches. I'm almost worried that this is the only one that we've got right so far. This lines that I've read.
I felt that as well. I found another double-headed axe, though, that I'm going to go investigate once I fix the walls again. Okay, over?
Very cool. Let me know what it looks like, over.
Alright, so this double-headed axe has, like, little jagged bits on the bottom and almost little horns on the top of the blades. Over.
Oh, sorry, pressed up. I cannot see the axe again. The double-headed axe. Okay, thank you. So double-headed axe has, oh yeah, maybe 4 asymmetrical. It's got sort of horns on the bottom pointing down, and it's got 2 jagged bits on the top.
Yeah, okay, I think I did the wrong double-headed axe before. I'm going to try to replace it now, over.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. Over.
Now, this is real nightmare stuff.
Have you placed the double-headed axe?
There's an issue with how the carrying the weapons interacts, and it's really dumb. So I'm having to take the axe away before I can carry the new axe over. Over.
Okay, no worries. Just to so the shield should have sort of 3 indents in it, and it's got a metallic bit in the centre.
Yep, I've got that shield. Placing the halberd now, or the axe now. Place the axe. Any update? Over.
It's behind the wall, but it looks like nothing's happened though. Okay, so I've got something else in the room. There's a portrait. I can't ignore this for now. The portrait is of some king. He has the badger on. Is that the badger? Might be the badger, maybe on his chest plate. He also has what looks like a bear on his helmet.
All right. That shield that the axe guy has, does it have like little metal studs on it apart from the center steel circle, over?
No, it's only got the center steel stud, over.
All right, I found another shield. Oh, fuck's sake! Just scream about the walls if you need them changed, over.
You got maybe 10 seconds over.
very direct turnaround there. Let's. Oh. That was really close. Pardon? And what? Over?
And now over.
Pardon, over?
The walls are at the end, though.
That wall switch is pretty unreliable to use, by the way, so... Yeah, forgive me if it doesn't work straight away all the time, over.
No worries, I'll give you a warning if I'm getting close-ish, over.
I mean, an estimate of 10 seconds is probably about right, over.
Okay. Let me know once you've done the shield, over.
I've done the shield, over.
The eyes light up, over.
This is for the hyena carrying a sword, over.
Yes, the walls now is probably a good idea. Over.
Get the walls, over.
Oh, keep going with it. Okay, good. So the hyena carrying a sword is what I want to say is. I suppose it's got like a helmet on the hyena has. So the shield just has the singular bit in the middle. It has indents in the left and right and above. It's got like a point at the bottom and a square top. And that should go in its right hand. In its left hand, it carries a double-sided axe. There's 6 nuts or bolts, I suppose, in the centre, and it looks like horns pointing downwards with the 4 spikes going up.
I've got like 2 rows of 5 bolts in the middle where the double axe head meets the pole, over.
No, it should be 2 rows of 3, over.
For fuck's sake. How many different axes are in this place, over?
I don't know. I think he's done it, over.
Fucking axes. No more axes over here. I've got the right axe now. I'll be over there in a moment. How are the walls, over?
Might want to do the walls sooner rather than later. Definitely. Oh, thank God. Over.
This thing is so difficult to use.
That's good, over.
Alright, putting the axe in. Oh, fuck's sake. I hate this game. Why can I not just change it out? Trash bag. Look, why can't I use my... Just put it down by the statue. Take the thing out. And put the fucking axe
walls now.
Oh, right. Fussy much.
Please, walls, over. Thank you. Dad.
This wheel is really finicky to use to try to fix the walls. I don't know which way it's turning sometimes. I'm sorry, over.
No, that's fine. Have you... Oh, it's just gone red. Brilliant. Okay.
Ace.
Just get it over.
Shall we talk about that eagle, over?
Yes. You need to move the back right at the start of this. If you go back on the... and just hold it so I can describe it. So, on the eagle, on the shield in its left hand, it's a circular shield. It has a very central, round, large metallic bit. It's then got 4 other small metallic bits at 12, 6, 3, and 9. But in its left hand, the halberd, there's no bolts on it at all. That's sort of off now, over.
Okay, hang on. The shields, I think, are what I've done wrong, over.
Walls, please. I think they're moving quicker than they were before, over.
Oh, I have that feeling too, over. And it's getting really hard to wind this thing back.
So the wall... yeah, that's at the edge now, so go for the shield, over.
Going for the shield, over. Shield retrieved, going to place it, over.
You've got a little bit of time, over.
I'm just doing the walls now, over.
You can do the walls and then place it, over.
I'm trying to, over. So that detags it, please. Okay, right, cool.
That's good, thank you, over.
And this is for the eagle, correct, over?
That's right, over.
Looks good, over.
Okay, set the walls out whilst I describe the left-facing line, almost. Not the right colour for line. Okay, so the left hand is a very symmetrical, very straight sword. It curves at the top on either side to make a central point. At the bottom, being where I can describe it, it looks almost like gills, I suppose. And there's one screw you can see at the bottom that connects the blade to the hilt. That goes in its right hand. In its left hand, it has the sort of scimitar-shaped blade, the curved blade more, I would say. I suppose the next detail or perspective that I can give about the curved blade is that the hilt sort of is diagonally down from left to right, and it looks like someone's taken a chunk out of it towards the bottom, over.
I think I've got it. I'm going to try it. I can't talk while I'm using the wheel, by the way, over.
Oh boy, that was 37 feet, over. appears that you're struggling more than you used to be with the walls. Over.
I would define that as accurate. Over.
Okay, we might only get 1 or 2 more chances of this. So, try the blades. You happy with the blades? You think that should go in each hand?
No, not exactly. I'm pretty confident with the straight one because I've got like 1 bolt tying the blade to the hilt. Is there anything near the hilt that's descriptive for this scimitar, this curved blade? Over.
Not really, apart from the fact that the bonding is almost like I said, a diagonal from left to right, diagonally down, and then you've got kind of like a bite being taken out halfway through. Over.
I think I know which one it is. I'm going to have to wind the wheel again if I can. Over.
Brilliant, thank you. They are definitely moving quicker than they used to be.
So, this scimitar that we're putting in the hand, describe it to me again, please. Over.
Okay, so it curves to the left at the tip. The hilt is diagonally, if you're holding it upright, it's going diagonally down from left to right. The right hand side is the sharp edge, and about halfway down the blade it curves back in, so it's got sort of this ridged edge almost down towards the hilt, where it comes back out again and then curves nicely back in.
So the curve of the blade is on the left or the right hand side? Over. The curve of the blade is on the left or the right hand side? Over.
Well, the sharp edge of the blade is on the right hand side, but the blade curves to the left. Over.
How does that make any sense? It's like a concave blade. Right, so the blade of the weapon is on the right hand side. Confirm. Over.
Sure it is, yes. Over.
Are there any particular mark? Is the back of the blade, is it straight, is it curved, is it jagged? Over.
The back of the blade is pretty much straight most of the way up, apart from when you get to the top, it does curve very slightly. Over.
And the handle, it curves, it meets the blade at like the top left and curves to the bottom right, is that? Or goes diagonally down to the bottom right? Over.
Yeah, that's right. Over.
I don't remember seeing this blade. I'm going to see if I can find it. Scream walls at me, but I think this might be our last attempt. Over.
Okay, we'll do. I'll let you know. Over.
Oh, I just got confused then.
Wow, they are moving quickly. Over.
I think I've got it. I'm going over, Bova.
Okay, walls about now. Over.
No way, no way. Over. No! No! It just dropped the fucking weapon! No! I'm telling you, man, this interface is so fucking terrible. Like, if I left click, I drop the sword, and it goes back to where I picked it up from.
Oh god, yeah, I didn't think they were moving too badly at first, and then it was one of those. It was just so incremental. I was like, are they moving quicker than they were before? I feel like I'm yelling at him to do the walls more often.
I felt that as well, yes.
Let me just finish off making dinner. I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes.
Okay, go for it.